Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Lind and I did my presentation over project delivery methods and highway construction. A little bit of an outline and background. Let's first define project delivery method. This is basically a system used by an agency or owner for organizing and financing design operations and maintenance services by entering into legal agreements with one or more parties. These delivery methods can help determine the way that stakeholders work together during the planning, design, and the building phases of a construction project. And the relationship usually falls between an owner, an architect, and a contractor. And these relationships can differ depending on the type of project delivery method that has been used. Some of the most common types of project delivery methods that we see in heavy civil would be design, bid, build, and low bid procurement. CMAR, which is construction manager at risk, design, bid, build, or design, project delivery, design, build, project delivery, and procurement. And let's go ahead and go into cost here. So as for design, bid, build, this is going to be known as a traditional project delivery method, which involves an architect and engineer team and a general contractor that work directly under the owner. The architect, engineer, and GC are each under separate contracts with the owner. This method can result in lower cost project due to the competitive nature of the bidding process. However, depending on the quality of design, the owner may be vulnerable to conflicts such as a change order, delays, or additional costs initiated by the contractor. This is an issue because the GC isn't able to provide feedback before the construction begins. As for design build, this method usually involves an owner contracting with a single firm for a project's design and construction. The architect and engineer and contractor are usually contractually connected between themselves, leaving one connected to the owner and the other taking point on the project. Design build may be more efficient and less costly due to the collaboration between the design team and the building team because they are working together. However, there is room for potential conflicts of interest between the contractors who strive to keep costs low and the owner who is looking for high quality work. As for CMAR, the construction manager acts as the owner's representative during the design and construction phase. This method typically separates the design and the building process, leaving the construction manager as the main cost controller and having involvement from the beginning of the design process. When construction costs become higher, the CMAR is expected to absorb those costs, which will reduce the overhead profit and vice versa. A little bit about funding and project delivery methods. Federal taxes go to the Federal Highway Trust Fund, which supports highway and mass transit programs and projects, formula-based state grants, and other programs identified by Congress. In both federal government and both the federal government and the state's government rely on impost fees and taxes on users to fund highway programs. Highway fees consist of motor fuel taxes, vehicle registration fees, license plate fees, and certain levies on heavy vehicles. One of the main advantages of design build is that it can be fasted and cheaper than design bid build. The owner only has to deal with one procurement process, one contract, and one point of contact. This can simplify the streamline of the project delivery. As for any project, safety is always going to be the number one concern, and that is regardless of any project delivery method that ends up being chosen. There are some specific precautions that must be accounted for when working with heavy civil, however. Proper PPE always, silica dust and asphalt poisoning because you are working with a lot of heavy roadways and concrete. It must increase worker and site visibility because there is oncoming traffic in most cases. Make sure the proper parameters have been set up, again, because of traffic purposes, lots of potential hazards going on. Watch for moving vehicles and equipment, avoid blind spots, and then I have this nice little picture over here. Summary and conclusions. Heavy civil and highway construction typically revolves around big government and community projects. These projects are not limited to highways and roadways. However, there are other projects such as water structures, waterways, heavy industries. Those also fall under this category. Similar to any other commercial construction project, any of the common project delivery methods would be applicable for highway construction. The owner must weigh out the pros and cons of each to determine which route they would like to take. Funding for Texas State Highway comes from several sources, the largest being the federal government. They supply just under half of Texas's highway revenue. Here are references and opening it up to